All right, Jacques Pepin, we are not, as you just saw from that last recipe.
I think it's going to taste good, so that's all that matters.
It tastes delicious.
If you had more time, it would be fine.
Lori Fazio is going to be amazed at what we did, not from a cookbook, obviously. She's talking to us from R.J. Julia's Booksellers. Hey, Lori, how are you?
Hi, I think maybe I start to need bringing more cookbooks. I don't know.
More how-to?
More how-tos.
Cooking for dummies?
Maybe.
But, we're all worried about the screen time and wanting our kids to read more. And you say you've got some books that are not only gripping, so they're going to want to keep going, but they teach.
Yes. Yes. And so let's start with, it's Memorial Day weekend coming up. And the book 21 Steps is about how the unknowns became unknown and how they came to be entombed at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington National Cemetery. Fellow soldiers, this is the highest privilege that they can have to keep vigil over them. They have to be perfect in every single way in order to get this position to be at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. So this book is a picture book, but it's a great family book, especially this weekend. And I'll say, I, many moons ago, had the privilege of putting a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier on our high school senior trip. And it was really humbling and somber and just, really something that'll be with me forever and ever.
That's really impressive.
So this book has brought it all back.
Especially for families who might be going to DC, I did take my kids to watch the 21 gun salute and all that, and I was worried they were little, they would talk too much, but it's so somber there, and everyone's is just silent. So it's a great way to prep your kids if you are taking that DC trip.
Definitely is. So then I brought Melfell. So this is a book about a kingfisher. And if you don't know what a kingfisher is or does, it's silly and it's funny. And the book starts by reading it this way. And you can see the kingfisher is falling down, down, down. And then it splashes into the water because it's going to fish. But you then turn the book and lo and behold, the kingfisher flies back up with a fish in its mouth. So it's really informative, this book. It talks, you can learn about how a kingfisher, gets its food, but it's also fun and silly and whimsical pictures and really cute.
All right, the Bruce Swapp.
Well, you've heard me talk about Bruce by Ryan T. Higgins before, because I love every single book by him, and he's done it again. The Bruce Swapp. So Bruce's fun cousin Kevin comes to visit, but of course Bruce doesn't know he's coming because of the shenanigans that go on with his housemates, and so he's a lot of fun. And his housemates are like, "Is this fun, Bruce?" And they're making a mess and all this silly stuff. And of course, Bruce comes home and he's like, what is going on here? And doesn't realize that it was Kevin that was there, who looks exactly like Bruce. So very, very fun, silly, laugh out loud for kids and adults. We laugh at this book all the time in the store. We just love Bruce. He's a grumpy bear and he's awesome.
Love it.
All right, next.
Let's move to. Middlebury
Tiger. I like tigers too.
Yes. And so this won the Newbery Award this year, the Newbery Medal, which is given for excellence in writing. It's Korean mythology. The storytelling in this is just phenomenal. Again, a great read aloud if you want to do something with some of your older kids and read a book together, or even just read chapters separately and then come to discuss it. It's about Lily and her family moving in with their elderly grandmother, and she learns a lot about her past through some of the lore and the mythology and the stories and that she can take. And it really kind of gives you a sense of how immortality stays within stories. So it's pretty great for family stories. And just like sometimes people pass recipes, and I know my father loves to tell stories. So things that my girls will be able to tell on and on, not anything like mythology or folklore, but family stories that will live on with us.
All right, Lori, we're out of time, but you wanted to throw out Middletown by Sarah Moon real quick.
Just lastly, it's a YA book. It's definitely for 14 plus, about different sisters. They love each other, but they're challenged, and how they overcome that, and how family overcomes even the toughest of times.
Thank you so much.
More at R.J. Julia Booksellers on Boston Post Road in Madison, or Main Street in Middletown, or browse online at rjjulia.com. Thank you so much, Lori.
Great.